The Superhot games have always been about moving, but not like your typical Doom-like moving shooter where movement is encouraged to avoid being cornered. In fact, in Superhot VR, you can't even walk around beyond what you can move in real life. What makes Superhot different from nearly every other shooter is that time only moves when you move, as you are likely aware. Whilst in other Superhot games, this is judged based on your inputs of W, A, S, and D, as well as your mouse or controller inputs if you're an alpha male. In Superhot VR, it is your movement of your headset, left controller, and right controller, making it almost a puzzle game, where you have the time to make decisions but are put in breakneck situations, making a perfect balance between giving the player time and keeping them on their feet. With such an interesting game mechanic, I thought it a shame not to explore it more. So, pull up the log as we explore whether you can beat Superhot with only one hand. Firstly, the rules. The rules of this challenge are that I can't use my left hand for anything productive, and mostly it should just be left by my side. This means no blocking bullets with it, no holding weapons or anything else, and no using it to do the laser special move you unlock halfway through the game. Thankfully, Superhot has a level system, where whenever the guy says super hot, the game saves, so I can try reloading from a checkpoint if I fail. Finally, with that out of the way, I tried navigating through the Oculus UI and started the game. I loaded the game spawned with one red man or woman, and I had a gun. I didn't want to do it, but they left me no choice. I killed with little to no hesitation. Then I wanted to see if I could shoot myself. I could. The poor red person now had to die twice because of my actions. The next level, I struck a man where no man should ever be struck. Again, I had no hesitation. I wasn't messing around this time. He fell, and I shattered his friends too. This first level I had done 100 times because it's part of the demo that I used to play non-stop when I first got my VR break. Still managed to die, but I argue this was not my fault. I just don't know what to blame it on yet. This is a good example of how the levels play out, setting you into these little situations where you have to react quickly and survive. I spawned in a hallway with a red guy with a gun, and while dodging bullets, I tried to catch one. My hand got all wavy. He wouldn't reply when I called out, so I stole his gun and tried to befriend him. It was going well until he took up a fighting stance. I knew he was no good, so I shot him in the hand and tried to grab the port key. Next level introduced ninja stars. I killed one guy and did the signature Superhot speed up time dance by putting my hands in a circle across from each other and spinning them. I give you this tip for free. I tried 360ing a guy and missed, and then I tried again and I accidentally performed the best magic trick of my life. Not even I knew where it went. I killed the guy the old-fashioned ninja star way. Next time I woke up with the security guard telling me my flight had been cancelled and I was going to be grounded permanently. I had no choice. His friends were like, why would you do that? So I had to kill them too. Now my proudest moment. This guy cheated me out of a dodge, so I was more careful next time. I killed this guy with a bottle, Matt's killed this guy, a teacup this guy, and Matt's this guy too. So far, my second hand hadn't been too important. And like I said, I'd played through this level 100 times, so I beat it. I woke up in an office to this killer beat playing, and a beautiful selfie on the computer. I looked and saw there was no hallway, so I entered double virtual reality again. I was told to break into this mall. I saw two guys, and I was supposed to do a water sprinkler kill, but I needed two hands. So I opted for the lamer single-handed gun kill strategy. Next second, my store was getting mugged. I grabbed the government-approved Uzi under the desk, as this was set in America, and made quick work of the thieves, or so I had planned. Next time, I tried doing a sick gun throw kill, but the weird Superhot physics threw the gun way too high in the air. Once again, I had to opt for the old-fashioned way. Opt is spelled wrong. Another scene set up for the use of two weapons, and therefore hands, plural, arrived a little bit later. But once again, this doesn't mean anything for the run, as it's never necessarily much harder. One unpaid hit mission later, I arrived at a perch, mission level thing. These are normally a lot harder, especially where shotgun guys come in. Next time, I was more so prepared, and I managed to heroically spawn kill the shotgun guy, awarding myself the next level. Now this is the part of the script where I took about a 3-month break. I don't know why, but reading through all this, I have to say the script is way worse than I remember. Anyway, the next level was finally What? The next level was finally hard. There were so many helicopters, which, by my duty to this channel, meant a lot of editing. Not sure when I'm going to edit there yet, so I'll leave that for future me. Skipping ahead through a couple rooms, I got slammed so hard by my own editing creation that I got sent back into the fake real world. This level took me a couple tries just because there's one guy and because I'm bad at video games. I then spawned in a room full of a bunch of dead guys and 3 red guys. They thought I did it. I tried to plead my case, but it was a lost cause, so I killed them too. Only being able to use one gun at a time was really becoming a problem, especially when I was expected to take out multiple people. I gotta say the sound design in this game is actually really good. Especially when you barely dodge past bullets and it plays that sound, reminds me of people getting suspicious at you in Hitman. This elevator is once again a prime example of breakneck situations and needing to quickly defuse it with violence. Things in the office were slowly getting weirder and weirder as I got further into the simulation, but I continued loading up floppy disks loyally. Now this is when things started getting a little bit complicated. I had just unlocked this ability where you can shoot lasers out of both your hands and kill people from a distance. However, this obviously required both hands, and therefore I wasn't allowed to do it. I still had 2 tricks up my sleeve, however. By using the fact that the game is in VR and there are no invisible walls, I can walk in real life in order to move closer to the faraway enemies and then take them out using my fists. I didn't expect this to work, and surprisingly it did, which allowed me to get through most of the moves tutorial. This lock, however, did not last. In the final room of the tutorial, there are 2 red guys with guns that are atop a perch too high for me to reach. I tried getting past this for a long time, but there was no way I could do anything about it. I had to use my left hand not once, but twice. But wait, after beating the game, I came back and started trying again, and I found out that by using a glitch where you grab an object just as you're changing rooms, you can smuggle it into the next level. This took many attempts with the gun guy in the previous room, but I managed to pull it off after watching a recording back where I had done it previously. It may have taken a long time, but I actually succeeded, and I managed to shave off not 1 but 2 hand uses. However, the game being mad at my success purposely put me at a level that took a long time to beat. This level was centered around using the ability, as many of the enemies were very far away, and there were lots of places to cover and regenerate the move. I did manage to beat it without any hand uses, however, after a long time, 2 sessions, and a lot of deaths. Next level took place in what I can only assume is a highly legal scientific facility. Having been Moon Knight episode 1 into there, and not knowing who to trust, I thought it only reasonable to kill the people who were trying to kill me. This level took only 2 tries. Next level was a plane level, and nothing really happened at all. It wasn't really easy, nor really hard, it just went on for a little while. More floppy disks later, I was back, and this level was club themed. This part took me a while because I believe you're supposed to kill the guys shooting back at you using the laser ability, but eventually I figured out that by once again abusing real life space, I could kill at least one of the people by walking over there, which made the fact that I had to redo the section anytime I died a bit easier. I struggled with pool a little because as anyone who's ever played with me knows, I am not the greatest pool shark. I managed to survive all of less than 1 second the first few times I tried the next level, just because it was made for 2 hands. That's not where the difficulty stops. This level featured many enemies at great distances, which was the weakness of this run. I even had to trick the game before the level even started, grabbing 2 weapons with the same hand instead of each with 1 hand. I died a lot here, so much so that I even managed to capture the least fair death of all time in this whole game, where a guy spawned invisible and as far as I can tell, invulnerable. I probably just sucked though. I managed to beat this level finally, and the next level was cooking themed. I learned a new technique, the old shoot and block, which I should have realized a lot earlier, and I'm pretty sure I never used it again in this entire run. Beating that level, I was fast approaching the end of the game. I was promised a reward if I destroyed a pyramid and inserted a floppy disk into my head apparently. I was feeling pretty hopeful, even though at this point I didn't know that up to this part in the game, only 1 hand was needed, seeing as I redid the last part after finishing the whole thing. The final level was a very difficult one. I had to pass through many different stages of the level and had to pull all the tricks out of my sleeve. That's right, there are more. I even had to use the older VR games let you phase through objects trick to hide in a barrel at one of the most difficult parts in the level. The last screen was a perch level, and you were given 2 guns and likely enough information along the way to know how to use them. The worst part of it all was that failing meant doing the whole level again, though I was eventually able to beat it and reach the final screen without using my left hand. But could the game be beaten without it? Well, sadly no. See, when the game ends, you have to destroy the pyramid, as the screens have been telling you since very early on. And the way they want you to do this is using the laser ability. I tried everything I could think of to get past there, including shooting it, grabbing it, everything, and nothing worked. I had to use my left hand. Then the game turned into a horror game for a second and I was sent to the credits. So, did I manage to defeat Superhot with 1 hand? No, I did not. Added to the list of the challenges that I failed. Anyway, this is the biggest video I've done so far and the first time I've ever done a full game before, so if you enjoyed, consider subscribing. Have a good day.